And he's doing dodgy deals with dodgy people. It was kind of funny. I watched the FIFA thing last night. That Andrew Anderson, is it? He's class. He's an old hack. He's been he's been hounding Sepp Blatter for years. In fact, the whole corruption thing, you wouldn't have heard about it if it wasn't for him. If you remember, it came out because of a badly timed Panorama programme, because it was just before we were looking for the World Cup, and it went tits up because of it. But it was him. He's been hounding Blatter and hounding FIFA for years. And it's just one of the major corrupt bastards in FIFA. Like, was living in Trump Towers in New York, like living there. Probably gratis, because he's probably getting them some deals, you know. But this is the thing, at that level, is there a case for out and out corruption? Because that's what that level is. That's like, it's what dictators do in the Middle East. It's what we abuse in the Middle East. We abuse that system within the Middle East. Well, we'll just, you know, I know you're chopping people's hands off and legs, but if we give you some money and you give us the oil, we'll just let it slide, motherfucker. Or in the case of Saudi Arabia, we'll put you on the Human Rights Board at the UN. Fuck this guy, oh no! But it's that sort of thing, and but it's like corporate dictatorship. It's political dictatorship's one thing, where they're political people who acquire and try and manipulate corporations, but it's corporate dictatorship. That's what. He's not gonna succeed, Trump, but that's the toe being dipped in the water. Other people with that sort of power, like the Koch brothers and stuff, they'll be watching him and seeing how far he can go. How many buttons can he press? It's all an experiment. He's fucking deeply racist. And I got him banned. I got one of his tweets banned on Twitter. Because when Paris thing kicked off, I was fiddling about, trying to keep up to date with it. Because it literally, as it was happening, it was all over Twitter. And this fucknut, Trump, the first thing he said was, "Isn't it hilarious how a place with gun laws is victim of a terrorist attack, include with machine guns or whatever?" And I was like, "You really, mate? That's the first thing you could fucking come up with? You fucking maniac." Even if it wasn't sincere, a little bit like, you know, really feeling for the people in Paris who are fucked up right now. No. First thing you mentioned was, guns. Guns. You cooking beans! You sure got a pretty mouth. You know what I mean? Fucking hell. Can you, like, Bush, right, must be watching this thinking, well, he's pretty much eradicating my fucking cock-ups in history. Like, way, baby. Terrorist. Biggest terrorist at the moment in America is fucking Trump. Think about it. I'm mentioning the date. It's Tuesday, right? The 8th of December. As of today, because it might change by the time you listen to this, like tonight or whatever. It's been 355 shootings. That's not deaths. So there's more deaths. Because some shootings, one person dies. Last week, 14 people died. Now, I haven't got the figures because I've just heard this, and I haven't got the figures of how many people have died in these shootings, but it's going to be more than 355 people, isn't it? So, let's just get this straight. Who's the biggest terrorist? It's the NRA, National Rifle Association. What they do every time they've done it, you've got to watch Bowling for Columbine by Michael Moore. He did it. He was from not far from Columbine, where he lived in Michigan, and he went and did a documentary, and the whole thing, spoke to the people of the town, asked various experts what they thought the problem was, why they did it, blah blah blah. And what he also realised, that was every time there was a shooting, whether it was at a school with kids being killed or whatever, the very next day the NRA would pitch up and do a rally for guns. For guns. Can you get that in? How? You've still got people on Twitter and social media, just in the States, just, oh, here we go, they're going to make an issue out of this and make it about guns. That's because you're fucking killing people with guns. You dicks. For fuck's sake. The theory they always pull out their arsehole is, if everybody has a gun, then nobody will get shot. Because life is exactly like the final scene in fucking Reservoir Dogs, isn't it? Because if you remember, yes, there's a long standoff. But they all end up fucking dead. And all I'm saying, like, are we cool? Yeah, I'm cool. What the fuck? Anyhow. But like I say, I watched a brilliant interview on RT. Well, it was an RT video, but it was on YouTube, of Bernie Ecclestone, because I love Formula 1. Love it. Love Formula 1. Actually, they're more like this now. They don't make proper car noises, they make like George Jetson-mobile noises. Is it called the Jetson-mobile? Anyway. Here's boy Elroy. Doodle-doo-doodle-doo-doodle-doo. This coffee's got me gone off me box. Right, so... where was I, like? Yes. So Bernie Ecclestone, this thing, it was an RT video. I might post it on me Piat book now. He'd been interviewed about the Russian GP, and I think it was from the first one, which was 2 years ago in Sochi, in Russia. And he'd been interviewed by this beautiful Russian interviewer. She's beautiful. Thank you. Please eat some cheese. She's delectable. Fancy the pants off her. She's class. But that's not the point. The point is, she starts talking about why he decides where Formula 1 goes, why does certain countries get it, why some countries losing it, all that sort of stuff, like, all that malarkey. But it sort of develops into a discussion on politics, his own, and the talk goes from we're focusing on Arab countries now, like Dubai and Bahrain, and we're doing Russia, we're looking at going elsewhere, China, etc. And she's like, oh well, what about the European races? Like, oh well, we're not really bothered about Europe anymore. And he's like, to be honest, Europe's like, it's becoming old now. Everyone's moving away from Europe. We're all going to the Arab countries and Dubai, beautiful places, and there's too much democracy. And I was like, my fucking F1 car crashed. I was like, too much democracy. This is interesting. And he started rambling on about how he just doesn't believe in democracy. I like Putin. I believe in strong leaders. You see where I'm going? You see where I'm going with this fucking shit, like... I think it can only be because capitalism is so rampant, it's got nowhere else to go other than to invade democracy, take it over, and we'll be living in fucking UK ink. I don't mean literally a fucking jar of ink produced in the UK. I meant ink, INC, incorporated, or actually it'd be LTD in a bit, wouldn't it? Welcome to United Kingdom Limited. We can go and see queen.com at buckinghampalace.org. Over there, like, everything's going to be a dot whatever. Everything's going to be corporatized, and you're just going to be not encouraged to think. Consume away. Like, we're almost there now, and I know it's easy for me to say. I haven't got kids. I'm single. You know what I mean? I don't want kids. I can barely look after me fucking self. But it's happened since I was a kid. There was always a one, like, it has to be, well, it's Christmas. Prime example. The lights. The ridiculous one-upmanship you get at Christmas. Like, god damn it, I'm not a Christian. But pretty much everything about Christmas is like the complete reverse of what Christianity's about. There's people top on themselves at Christmas because they can't afford presents for people. That's not what... It's like... I love Christianity. It's just so... I love... Religions are hilarious. I know they're dangerous and people die because of them. And, you know, I'm not telling you not to believe in God, because that's an impossible thing to do. Much as it is telling someone who doesn't believe in God to believe in God. That's for all preachers. And, you know, I have a go at Dawkins. See, like I've said this before, I'm not a Christian, I'm not religious. Don't know there's a God, and I don't know there's not. I haven't got a clue. And to be honest, last year's little escapade in hospital, it does make you think a bit more about that sort of shit. But again, there's no foregone conclusion. And the whole point about faith, I'm sick of the word faith. Right. Even faith has to rely on a certain amount of logic. There is no logic. There is no logic in having a God. None whatsoever. Yeah, but where did all the molecules come from? And the molecules just... Why? You've got to be asking yourself, why you want to know where the molecules came from. You know, move on, move forward, keep learning things. Don't read a book. Don't stunt your cranial growth. Expand your brain. You don't need LSD to do that. You can do it by reading books. Books. Start with the classics. You can get the classics for fuck all on Amazon. That's I think I mentioned this before as well. All these really important books, the classics, the ones that have pretty much been the pinnacle of education across the fucking centuries. They're free on Amazon. Yet they've got more worth than anything. And the reason they're free is because nobody buys them. They don't make any money. People buy, like, fucking Jeremy Clarkson's fucking biography for fucking 40 bank. It's like, what you doing, you dick? Not important. Celebrities are not important. What did I watch? That Geordie. I knew nothing about her on the fucking celebrity jungle thing. Australia, yes. I'm a celebrity, get me out of here. I watched it a couple of weeks ago. I might have been waiting for something to start. And I was flicking and just waiting, hanging on, killing time. And this Geordie lass was mint. I was laughing my head off. I was like, ah, she's class,